49ers beat the Jaguars 34-3 in today's game. The San Francisco 49ers finally break their 3-game losing streak. October finally truly feels like a thing of the past, and we can move on from that. As a fan, it's a great morning. What can I say? I actually had a video that I filmed yesterday. I just didn't have time to edit it and put it out on YouTube, but I really wish I did, because I pointed out things that would have made this win feel a lot more glorious personally, because I made points that really did show up in today's game. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about that a little bit. So in the video that I filmed that I wish I posted, I mentioned that the Niners were clearly without Deebo Samuel and Trent Williams, which really did show during the games that the Niners lost, because they really are the ones who bring the physicality to the game, and they are just the leaders of the Wolf Pack going out to that field, and they really do set the tone. So having them back really did show how important having Trey was with the run, and how important and impactful Deebo is on that offense. Point number 2 that I made, and which is probably the biggest point that I made in the video that I filmed that I wish I put out, was that I mentioned that I feel like the fans, and not only the fans, but the sports analysts and just other people who watch football that were paying attention to the Niners, I believe a lot of them lost that confidence in the Niners. And even myself a little bit, I was like, what's going on here? My mentality going up to this game was like, well, I wouldn't be surprised if Jacksonville wins, right? They're off of a 5-game win streak. They're a pretty hot team. And then it just dawned on me yesterday before making the video. It dawned on me, and I thought to myself, you know what? I think we're just forgetting how good this Niner team really is. We're forgetting all the talent that they have. It did not show the previous 3 games. But I had this feeling in me thinking, you know what? They're obviously going to come off this bye. Body's right, mind's right. And you know Kyle is going to fix the kinks, and they're going to get it figured out. So the biggest thing I mentioned in that video was, you know what? People are forgetting how good this Niner team really is. Because up to week 5, after the 49ers dismantled the Cowboys, some people were thinking, who's going to beat this team? Some people were thinking, this team is probably going to go undefeated. Even myself, I was thinking, like, who the heck is going to beat us? I mean, the Eagles, they kept winning too, but, their wins are just, sometimes they're just kind of barely skimming by. But I just felt like, who the heck is going to beat this team? And during that 3-game losing streak, it truly did feel like we forgot about that 49er team. And the reality is that Niner team does still exist. And I was saying in the video, you know what? They're going to come out and they're going to show everyone who they really are. They are that team we saw go 5-0. Whatever happened in October, damage is done. It's over with. There was injuries. I think teams were kind of getting a hand on them a little bit. But, I mean, missing Deebo, missing Trent, just the team was a little unhealthy. And McCaffrey was kind of dealing with an injury. I was just like, you know what? They're going to come back and they're going to show everyone who this Niner team really is. And as I'm watching that game and the score is getting higher and higher and the defense is just balling out, forcing turnovers, and Purdy, throwing that clutch touchdown of Brandon Ayuk in the beginning of the game, I'm like, oh my God, like this is the Niner team everyone knew about that we forgot about. And there it is, guys. Like, I'm not saying that this Niner team is going to be unbeatable the rest of the way. I know they have to still face the Eagles. They have to still face Baltimore. I don't expect them to go undefeated, but I expect them to play that kind of football all the way through and make it to the postseason fairly comfortably. And just maybe if Eagles have a rough patch, the Niners can get in there and compete for the number 1 seed. But yeah, guys, the Niners won in dominant fashion. Obviously, I'm a pretty happy camper. I got my 49ers shirt on. Let me know what you guys think about today's game. I think Purdy played really well. I don't think he played bad at all. You know, he didn't have any turnovers. So I think as long as you don't force any turnovers, any interceptions, I'm going to say it was a pretty good game. And he took risks. And to be honest, if you plan on winning any Super Bowl, you have to be a risk taker. And Brock Purdy definitely has those genes in him. Did he force some balls that maybe didn't need to be forced during that losing streak? Maybe. But the thing is, he's a risk taker. And you're only going to win championships if you take risks sometimes. So I think Brock Purdy did well. CMC getting really close to breaking that touchdown streak. The reality is he is holding the #1 spot. He just has to share it with, man, you guys are going to hate me, but I cannot think of the name right now. The player from the Colts. I forgot the name. So I was watching that thinking, man, just whatever you do, don't get my guy hurt. Because if we have any aspirations to win a Super Bowl, which the Niners do, they got to keep this man healthy because he is probably one of the biggest pieces to that puzzle. But he was just so close to scoring another touchdown. But it is what it is. His health, this win matters more than personal accolades because the biggest accomplishment is the Super Bowl, and that is a team effort. And we need him part of this team in the field. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this game. Let me know how you foresee the 49ers upcoming games to go. Do you think the Jacksonville Jaguars just had a bad day, or do you think the Niners really did put a team that, or let me rephrase that, or do you think the Niners are just that much more superior over the Jags? I'm going to go ahead and say that I just think, maybe this is me being biased, I just think the Niners are that superior over the Jags. I think the Jags are a really good team. I have nothing against them. If anyone's going to come out of the AFC, I would not be mad if it's them because those fans have seen a lot of bad seasons with that team. So I'm happy for how far that team has come, but just don't win against the Niners. And that's all I asked for today, and the Niners got the win. So, yeah, guys, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.